NFC South win totals again, and as always, courtesy of our friends at the PointsBet Sportsbook. Tampa Bay at 12. After going 11-5 last year and having one more game this year, it's 12. Seems a little light to me, Chris. What do you think?
100%. I mean, I'm going over. I mean, I look at the Bucs and go, like, worst case scenario is 12. That's how I kind of look at it. So, yes, I'm picking over here all the way.
Yeah, I'm definitely over 12 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I don't think that there's any realistic chance of 17-0, but I think there's a pretty good chance of 14-3 or maybe even better because the schedule doesn't have those points. You look, whoa, there's a loss. There's a lot of wins on that schedule this year. New Orleans Saints over under at 9. What are you taking there?
I'm going to go like this is push to barely over. I think the Saints are going to be better than what people maybe are giving them credit for. I'll say over here and just go, yeah, I think I could see 10-7. 10-7 with a team that's going to start to peak towards the end of the year and really be a handful once they get in the playoffs. I think they're going to go to the playoffs. Yeah, I have too much faith in Sean Payton. I think he'll correct Jameis Winston. I don't care that Michael Thomas isn't there. The way Callaway looked, Traquan Smith, little Jordan Humphreys, along with Alvin Kamara, I think there's enough there on offense, and that defense should still be pretty good. So I'm going over with the New Orleans Saints.
We'll talk more about the Saints tomorrow as they prepare to face the Packers in Jacksonville. But I'm a believer in the Saints this year.
Yeah.
With the deep ball back in the arsenal on a regular basis, defend every blade of grass. What is that going to do to open up the rest of the Sean Payton offense when the safeties have to worry about the ball sailing over their heads with Jameis Winston throwing it? I'm on the over on this one for the Saints. And I think, and the more we get closer and closer to the start of the season, I think the Buccaneers need to be concerned. They don't face them until Halloween in New Orleans. They need to be concerned about the Saints again this year.
Hey,
the Panthers.
Mike, they match up with them. They match up with them, to your point. Just I want to echo that. You're right. They're not going to be overpowered. And we saw them, beat them twice last year easily and have control in the third game. So you're right. I would not sleep on the New Orleans Saints, and they do match up well with Tampa.
Panthers over under 7.5. What do you got?
I'm going over. This is one of my teams. I'm kind of putting myself on a limb this year to go, they're going to break through and be that team where we go, man, I just didn't see it coming quite like this. I think that Matt Rule and company have done a great job with the roster. I think Sam Darnold fits the offense perfectly. Their weaponry and skill positions is up there with anybody in football. They got a pretty damn good defensive line and good defense altogether. Hey, I'm going out on a limb and saying the Panthers make the playoffs, Mike. And the one thing I'll say, too, we always talk about scheduling, you and I, right? And especially that early part. They got Jets week 1. They're better than the Jets. They should win that game. They got the Saints week 2. I don't know what happens there. But then it's Texans, Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, Giants, Falcons. They are as good, or they're better than all of those teams, at least to me. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right about this one. But I'm going over. They're one of those teams I just got a gut feeling about.
Well, and you know what? The more you talk about it, the more it influences me. But I got to go under, and I'm going under for one reason. Somebody pointed out to me yesterday, they've been paying very close attention to these over and unders. Apparently, you've got too many teams that are going to be over 500. You can't have more than 16 teams that are over 500. It doesn't work. And I remember in past years where people will project records for teams, and you add it up. And it doesn't work. And I know that there's a sense of optimism in a lot of cities, but you may be a little optimistic about some of these teams.
No, I mean, I under that. But so where those people are wrong, I went through this last year, too. Some of the teams that I got going under are going to be way freaking under. And then, so that's where you got to it balances it out, too. We're going to have a handful of teams just like last year. They're going to be 2-15, 1-16, 3-14. So that's where it's going to balance itself out a little bit.
Speaking of way freaking under, we wrap this up with the Atlanta Falcons over under at 7.5. The same as the Panthers. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, I look at the Falcons and go, I don't, why? Because they have Matt Ryan? Is that what we're talking about? What on their roster? This goes into the smoking crack category. I don't understand 7.5. I'm sorry. I'm going under all the way here. I am. I'm going like 5-11. I just don't see enough talent on the defensive side of the ball. It's an offense with a new system that I don't know if the players definitely fit that offense yet, the offensive line. So, yeah, I'm going under. I don't see it for the Falcons.
I'm concerned about the defense as well. And by the way, on Tuesday, we got bleeped by Sky Sports for saying smoking crack. Yesterday, it got through the 5-hole on the goalie. Today, and I only mention it because 75% of the emails I've received over the past 3 days, through my own fault, is because I've asked our friends who watch on Sky Sports to let us know. So I could show you my email box. Every one of them, you got bleeped today. Oh, today you didn't get bleeped. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So that's my own fault for telling people that you can reach me at Florio@ProFootballTalk.com, and I hate myself for saying that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.